What's up, guys? Welcome back. Patreon request from Jalen, a Bluejay, a bird, little birdie. So it's kind of similar to the one I did of the cardinal, except blue version. Landscape page, pencil eraser for these. Sketch them out lightly. Hit pause if I go too fast. You can always do ink on top of pencil if you want, or you can leave it as a pencil sketch. But I wouldn't recommend going straight in with an ink pen straight away. Anyway, let's start with that little black eye. We're going to go up here, head up there, right? And we're going to go with a little black eye. Curved line like so. So around the bottom. Like that. Then we're going to color it black, but we want to leave a highlight. There's two ways of doing it, right? You can color the whole thing black and then put white paint on top. Or you can draw your circle first, like that, and then color around. So I'll show you both ways. Right, so method number one, and then method number two, you can just add a little dot. Sometimes 3 or 4, sometimes just 1, sometimes 2. I think that's enough. And around the eye, they usually have this, like, I guess it's an eyelid basically. So it's just like a little sort of eyelid on top. And it is bumpy and textured, so don't worry about it being like too smooth. Okay. So our Bluejay, so the patterns on the Bluejay are, yeah, there's like dark black section. Okay, so coming out from the corner of the eye, right, we're gonna do like this feathery sort of textured area. And it can be just like sketchy lines like so. It's kind of like an eyebrow sort of a thing. But this will be white in here, and then there's black and blue all around. Right, kind of just like a little sort of eyebrow part here. Okay, it's not smooth, it's quite textured. And then there seems to be a black part, so it's like, it's black in here. And then this black little bit goes to the beak and then in towards the corner of the eye there. So that's like jet black, deep dark black. And then we got a fluffy white section on top of the nose. And when I say nose, I mean beak. So, okay. And then the beak line, so like say like the center line for the beak, it's kind of hairy, but looks like it just goes from here. So that's like the center of this birdie beak. And then it curves on top in underneath these feathers. And that gets kind of hairy there again. Feathery, not hairy, I guess. But. And then the bottom. Just here. In around to there. And then there's like little feathers just coming in that way. And there can be like little textures on the beak and stuff. Like so. So our Bluejay's head, it's kind of smooth feathers going back here. It's kind of like flying feathers. They're not sort of downy. Right, so that just like flies back this way. And then you get like smooth sort of feathers back here. It goes into sort of the corner of the eye then, like this part here. And this can be like a little bit textured, but not much, because it's those smooth feathers that are quite like, kind of like the ones on the wing. So they tend to be real smooth for flying and stuff. Aerodynamic. Right, and then the neck, quite fluffy, coming right down from the beak here. And then this is like part of the head shape itself. So it goes, so we got like some black here. It's kind of like black feathers. And this meets the wing, but then there's some white again coming out here. It's like, so all black in here, black in there. Okay. This should be, how far out should that go? Maybe a little bit farther there. Okay. So we'll try for the overall shape of the body now. So we're looking at it from the back. Its head is turned. So our neck is going to come down this way. And we'll just like get the main shapes sort of in. There. And then there's like downy feathers as part of the neckline. And then our flying wing feathers. The body's like quite big, right? So we'll go out this way. Okay, so we get to sort of, there's all wing feathers here, right? So right, and then we'll go down this way. We'll just get the general shape of this in. Can be a bit bumpy. It comes down to these two levels down here. Okay, so we'll just go with these bumps first. So this is like one cluster of feathers here. And there's another one on top. Okay, so that's like the shape of the back feathers, and then the belly, again, more downy fluff. Like there's, it has two different types of feathers on its body. The flying ones and then the fluffy ones. Okay. Boop. And then long tail feathers. Go this way with it. Is that one cluster? No, it starts here actually. Sorry. There's like clusters of them. into the back of the body here. There's like another feather there, here. Lots of overlapping details and stuff inside, but we just get our main shapes in, right? And then, so there's a branch and a leg and a foot, right? So the foot kind of long toe going out, right? So we'll go this way with one of the toes. A bit of a claw. And the branch goes that way. And the other side of his foot just hangs down the other side. Right, and then our branch, we'll just get it in while we're here. Bumpy sort of thing. Okay. Can we see, is that another leg in behind there? Maybe it is. The other little leg just kind of hanging down that way. Okay, so details now. Fun part. Let's start up here. So there's textured downy sort of fluff coming across the back, all here, right? Right, so, and then this is like, it's got like lots of texture on it. Very fine hairs. Right? And then wing feathers. So we've got like a layer of bumpy ones sort of here, right? So we go bumping. And these just continue up underneath the fluffy feathers up there. Right? And then more wing feathers come down this way, right? So we got, say for example, this one goes up here, right? And then there's all layers of them overlapping each other here. So we go and they get kind of closer together as we go down. And you're just kind of following the shape over and over again. Like it's just like a repeating pattern, basically, until it disappears. And then feathers going, some feathers fold in here and some are underneath that, right? So for example, so here, one feather, next feather, and then another one there, and then a little other one here, and start to get overlapping then down here. And the camera does this blur thing, but I can imagine what it's like. Like that, I would say. Right, and then these feathers go the opposite direction underneath. Such a bright blue color as well, unreal. Some sort of textures on this downy fluff. Right, and then two sort of layers of tail feathers, right? So at least that's what it looks like anyway. So we're looking like right down on them. So there's not that many layers visible. Lines down the middle. The white tips and then black lines coming along. So say like white tips on this. And then there seems to be black lines like crisscrossing sort of. Black lines coming across this way, but they're kind of like, they're quite thick, so you could do them thicker than this if you wanted. But I'll just go like so. It's like a, you know, color pattern sort of thing. So they're like this thick, really. So I'll do it maybe. Yeah, we'll go quite thick on these. Right. You know, and there's some on this as well. It's kind of up to you how much of that you want to do, really, because it kind of disappears as you go down. Do, 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 do. And wood texture, so, you know, curving over, so it, you know, and then going that way. So my pen worked. It's kind of wasted. So say like, because you're going around, you want to curve it around this. There's like a knot in here, so it kind of goes around the knot, and then So like it's very rough texture on it, so like little dots in the air and stuff just to show maybe there's wind. This is kind of the best way to show you're kind of up in the air in a picture that you're doing with pen and ink, like a little sort of leaf or something there blowing in the wind, you know. It's a pretty good way of doing it. It's like just a shorthand way of putting air or debris in a picture. That's the way I like doing it anyway. Bluejay. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for the support on Patreon, Jalen. See you in the next one. Bye.